Demian 두 번째 시간입니다. 오늘은 13쪽 마지막 줄부터 할 거예요. 여러분들도 저랑 같이 큰 소리로 읽어보실까요? It was dominated by a loud mixture of horrendous, intriguing, frightful, mysterious things, including slaughterhouses and prisons, drunkards and screeching fishwives, calving cows, horses sinking to their deaths, tales of robberies, murders, and suicides. All these wild and cruel, attractive and hideous things surrounded us, could be found in the next alley, the next house. Policemen and tramps, drunkards who beat their wives, droves of young girls pouring out of factories at night, old women who put the hex on you so that you fell ill, thieves hiding in the forest, arsonists nabbed by country police. Everywhere, this second vigorous word erupted and gave off its scent. Everywhere, that is, except in our parents' rooms. And that was good. It was wonderful that peace and orderliness, quiet and a good conscience, forgiveness and love ruled in this one realm, and it was wonderful that the rest existed too, the multitude of harsh noises, of sullenness and violence, from which one could still escape with a leap into one's mother's lap. It was strange how both realms bordered on each other, how close together they were. For example, when Lena, our servant girl, sat with us by the living room door at evening prayers and added her clear voice to the hymn, her washed hands folded on her smoothed down apron, she belonged with father and mother, to us, to those that dwelled in light and righteousness. But afterwards in the kitchen or woodshed, when she told me the story of the tiny man with no head, or when she argued with the neighborhood women in the butcher shop, she was someone else, belonged to another world, which veiled her with mystery. And that's how it was with everything, most of all with myself. Unquestionably, I belonged to the realm of light and righteousness. I was my parents' child, but in whichever direction I turned, I perceived the other world, and I lived within that other world as well, though often a stranger to it, and suffering from panic and a bad conscience. There were times when I actually preferred living in the forbidden realm, and frequently returning to the realm of light, necessary and good as it may have been, seemed almost like returning to something less beautiful, something rather drab and tedious. Sometimes I was absolutely certain that my destiny was to become like mother and father, as clear-sighted and unspoiled, as orderly and superior as they. But this goal seemed far away, and to reach it meant attending endless schools, studying, passing tests and examinations, and this way led past and through the other, darker realm. It was not at all impossible that one might remain a part of it and sink into it. There were stories of sons who had gone astray, stories I read with passion. These stories always pictured the homecoming as such a relief and as something so extraordinary that I felt convinced that this alone was the right, the best, the sought-for thing. Still, the part of the story set among the evil and the lost was more appealing by far, and if I could have admitted it, at times I didn't want the prodigal son to repent and be found again. But one didn't dare think this, much less say it out loud. It was only present somehow as a premonition, a possibility at the root of one's consciousness. When I pictured the evil, the devil, to myself, I could easily imagine him on the street below, disguised or undisguised, or at the country fair, or in a bar, but never at home with us. 여기까지 할 거예요.